My name is RonKat Spearman, singer, songwriter, producer, beat maker, artist. I've been doing this thing for a long time, and I will continue to do it.
So sexy front to back, you can help to attract. A cat like me just wants to have some fun. If you wanna spend the night, your girlfriend too and I will share one. Whoa, I'm glad you lead us to the party.
It's been a really great journey, man. You know, I've been taught by some of the baddest in the game, like especially when it comes to the funk shit and just music too, and just
Can I get with it? Yes I can, I'm gonna hit it and quit it. Light it up with the feeling, till the roof from the ceiling. You better get the whole of a miracle healing. Like James got you in the cold sweat, make your body wet. Soaking up the dance floor, giving you more of what you funky for.
I like the performing aspect of it as opposed to the production, but I love to produce though, and I write and play all my instruments myself. I've written a few hits in my time for a few artists: Jade, Tony Braxton, did some stuff with Aaron Hall. A lot of different artists. I've worked with Lenny Kravitz. I've rubbed shoulders with. Funk is life. Funk is fun. Funk is free. Funk is whatever it needs to be at the time, you know. It's constantly evolving, and it's ever evolving, and it's still around today, but they put different names on it, you know. It's like the DNA, funk is like the DNA of hip hop, you know. And it continues to grow. I don't think it'll ever be the same as it was, you know, when you know, like James and George and my dad George was doing it, you know. But I think it's a phenomenon, you know. And people try to not give it the proper due by not mentioning it. It's like an unspoken word, like, you know, when you hear something that's funky, but it just doesn't get the commercialization that the other music does, because they don't put the type of money into it anymore like they used to. But people still like to hear funky things all around the world. I'm a witness to that. You know, traveling with the P so many years and watching us just like, you know, bust out, like tear the roof off, still, or One Nation Under the Groove. I mean, how can it still like touch you in that way and make you feel that way? All ages feel good, and today not. How can it not be relevant? I don't think it's possible. I just think it's just something that people just don't talk, you know, they don't want to acknowledge it for whatever that reason is, like, you know, I mentioned, but I think it's relevant to me, you know. It makes me feel good. It doesn't make me feel like going out and doing nothing wrong to nobody or nothing, you know. It gives me a good vibe when I do it, you know. There's still room to take what your interpretation of what funk is and sprinkle your thing on it, you know, and see what you come up with, you know. You see what you come up with when you listen to those records, or see what you come up with when you pick up that bass, or you sample that song, or you create your own beat. See what your interpretation of the funk is. I think that's what it really is about. Is somebody picking up the funk, listening to it, and then letting their interpretation rip and see what they come up with, and seeing if people like it and accept it, you know. In terms of like corporate, you know, you talking about numbers. You might be funky as it wanna be, but if it ain't selling, it's just funky, not selling, you know. It still don't mean it ain't funky. It just doesn't mean, it just means they can't make money. So that means you have to be innovative enough to figure out how can you market your funk. The feelings ain't gonna go, because it's just a phenomenon. That music comes from somewhere we can't really even explain. You know, it touched Bootsy, it touched Bernie, it touched James, it touched all of them. You know, it touches us all. We're in a different time. People got different struggles that they going through. You know, at that time when they was making funk, it was a different struggle then. It was a different, you know, we had a different president. We had different ways. I mean, we had different technology, you know. Now it take, you know, kid pick up a guitar. They might not want to spend that much time like trying to figure out. It just depends. Some kids pick up a guitar and they can put the sound of a guitar into a box with 4 squares and still be funky, but it's different. You know what I mean? And we have to be able to allow that, you know, and get the history straight of who created what and give the people their proper due. They know it's a phenomenon, but they might not necessarily like who's heading it up. So they wait till they fade, and then all of a sudden you got some people playing funk, and it's like, wow, this is sensational. Not knowing that came from him or him, and they claiming it. I mean, but what do you do? So you have to be thinking about like marketing the new funk. You got some new funk? You want to talk about it? Stop talking about it. Market it. Get your thing out there like hip hop. They wasn't feeling hip hop when it first started. I remember when hip hop was, I always loved hip hop because it just opens you up to so much, you know? And it's just like a lot of entrepreneurial people that's just like into it, and it's like, it just speaks to a lot of things for me personally. But if you're doing something music-wise, funk, and you feel like it's new and it's fresh and it's hot, then put it out there. Get behind it. Get on your campaign. If you feel like if it's not enough of it, come on out here and get with it. Do it. Somebody else is waiting for you just to say, oh, forget that. And they go and pick it up and it's like treasure. Wow, did you hear? Next thing you know, it's like you think they the creators of some shit that they found from somebody else that left it a long time ago. But the truth of it too is like a lot of people know the funk, but it's just been pushed down so much that, and because it doesn't get the acclaim like the rest of the music, they just say, oh, well, we ain't gonna put up that fight. You know, ain't nobody, you know, that's my father's music or some shit like that. Oh, that's that. I ain't mad at him. You can't be mad at somebody. Business is shrewd. It's hard. You want your shit to live and survive and be preserved? Handle your business. You know what I'm saying? You wanna preserve it? Handle your business. Get you some better attorneys. Get you some people behind this shit. If you're trying to preserve it, get some people behind it, because the man that's spending the money, he wanna see you turn a prophet. He don't give a damn about if it's funk or not. He want to know, is that funk selling over there? It don't be about the art. It never really. At one point, maybe, you know. But the people that's putting their money down these days, and the way technology is so fast about turning profits on certain things, it's like, bruh, I can make more money over here doing this. That's what it's got down to. That's why the industry is just, it's weird, but it's up to us to be innovative and change the business. We got enough technology to make it, to change the way we're doing business, to service that person. You gotta find out who's checking for the funk. Is there anybody? I'm sure. It's kind of hard, you know, to keep that same feeling because we ain't back then. We in now. We're now. That's why we gotta open ourselves up to like the new. You gotta, you know, and that's what a lot of people, it's obvious that's what a lot of people have done because you got people selling millions upon millions of records on different genres, you know, but I mean, I like what Pharrell has done because, and it takes somebody like that to go back and touch, even like West Coast hip hop had the funk up in there. It was like, bam! I love the funk and I'm committed to, you know, so I'm gonna try to keep it funky as much as I can, but I'm trying to fuse it with everything that's happening right now, cause we ain't in the time back then, you know, but I know but I like the fact that I had that and have it so I can pull from it, cause it helps me to feel free when I'm playing it. I like to think I'm a kind of a businessman too, you know. There's the business side, there's the artist side. It's like when you're doing this stuff, you're trying to find like that freedom so you can feel good about it, but you gotta eat, you know. I want to be funky, but I want my kids to eat too, you know. So I'm trying to make, if I can make it funky enough to where they can eat off some funky shit, then it's gonna be funky.
In the city, with peace on peace, the way of life. Everybody keep talking, walking all through the night. You came to party with the peace. You came to party with the peace.
Just be on the lookout for Katdelic, and if you wanna get in touch with me, you wanna book me, book the band, or go to RonKat.net, and we'll play in your living room. We're doing the living room tour. You know, we'll play your room. All you gotta do is cook. You know, you might have to break some bread, a little bit of bread will come and play in your room, you know, for a nominal fee. And we'll show you a good time.
Anybody get funked? Anybody get funked up? Anybody get funked? It's gonna be you. Live your life. Hold your life. For the love you know will truly show. In a star-filled nation, you were born to shine. When the truth